Hello everybody, I'm Norris. It is March 9th and this is the Norris Group's Real Estate Headline Roundup in 2. First up with the numbers, a bank closed in Georgia, bringing the total up to 12 for the year so far. For the first time since October 2009, foreclosure numbers outpaced loan modifications. The National Association of Realtors says pending home sales nationwide continues to increase. Consumers continue to shed debt, mostly of the mortgage debt variety, according to a new Moody's Equifax report. Repeat foreclosures are at their all-time high, representing 47% of all foreclosure starts, and 40% of mortgages in foreclosure are 2 years past due. California ranks first in mortgage fraud, which is up again nationwide. 216,000 new jobs were added to the private sector last month, although last week claims for unemployment insurance actually increased. And finally, mortgage rates continue to stay low. 15-year loans hit a record low of 3.13%. Judicial Watch is suing the FHFA, saying they withheld information about private label mortgage-backed securities they obtained from 17 banks. They want to make sure they know the decisions the FHFA as well as Fannie and Freddie are making and see what relationships they have with financial firms by having access to internal documents. But Judicial Watch has submitted a Freedom of Information request back in September for them to submit information regarding losses by Fannie and Freddie on private label mortgages. Requests were so far denied, and we'll have to see where this one goes. Obama announced yesterday that he will be lowering refinancing fees as part of his plan to help improve the housing market. Upfront premiums will be reduced from 1% to 0.01% of the total amount of the loan, and annual fees go to 0.55% from 1.15%. This applies to FHA loans from before June 1st, 2009, and apparently will help over 3 million qualifying for the recently revised HAMP program, which doesn't require proof of income, employment, and there's no negative equity cap. You just have to be current. New loan mortgage insurance premiums are now 1.75%, up from 1%, which will help pay for all these changes. Wells Fargo announced on Wednesday they will be considering fully closing or consolidating their outlets as a way to cut costs. They will either be closing branches that are within close proximity of each other or have mortgage employees work in those offices. This is hoping to cut $1.5 billion by the end of the year. This is happening in wake of banks, including Wells Fargo, not being able to replace lost revenue from new financial regulations because of Dodd-Frank. Bank of America has cut a side deal on top of the recent robo-signing settlement, which will help it avoid some $850 million in penalties. B of A will offer qualifying borrowers to lower their mortgage balance to market value. This is interesting. Other banks are being required under the national robo-signing settlement to cut principal to no more than 120% of a home's value. That could mean up to $100,000, Bank of America said, off some mortgages. And much of this is related to their purchase of countrywide loans. Yikes. The Obama administration officials said that principal reductions will be done only when there is a benefit to investors, meaning that the cost of the principal reduction will be less over time than taking the loan through foreclosure. And that's a quote from the Wall Street Journal article, which will be on the blog. Speaking of the blog, you can find many more articles up on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Up on the radio show this week, we've got Shawn, Watkins, and Angel Bronsgeest for one last final segment with them. March 14th, we're going to be at the Downey Association of Realtors. March 15th, we're in Sacramento up at NORCALREIA. And don't forget to mark your calendar, April 28th and May 5th. We're going to be releasing our all-new market timing report, all in or fold. So if you're looking for hard money, both short-term or long-term, check out thenorrisgroup.com. If you're looking for 9% return on some money in an IRA or just in your savings account, check out tngtrustdeeds.com. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.